WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday at 4 o'clock, so it must be the Community Bell Show. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. It isn't as pretty and sunny as it was last Monday, but that's okay. We don't have a lot of snow and it isn't quite as cold, but we did have a little snow yesterday. And for those of you who got out yesterday, I hope you were safe. But thanks for being with us today on the Community Bell Show at 4 o'clock. The award winning WVTC Radio Detroit, 2 stellar awards. How about that? We are glad to have you with us. A couple of things I wanted to say to you this afternoon. And that is the first one, again, is to send our condolences to Wendell Anthony family on the passing of his mom. Her services were this past Saturday at Fellowship Chapel. just a wonderful, wonderful homegoing service, a wonderful homegoing service. We still send our love and prayers to the entire Anthony family. But it was a great homegoing service. The choir was absolutely incredible. They were great and sang some of my favorite songs. So, I was sitting there almost in tears every time they sang a song, but it was good. I was so glad I was able to be there. Last Sunday, not yesterday, but last Sunday, we celebrated the first anniversary of our new pastor, the Reverend M. Andrew Davis at New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church. Reverend Davis has been with us 1 year, and we are blessed to have him. You know, God does things in his own way. I remember so often hearing people say, "Oh my goodness, it's been 8 years. When are you guys going to get a pastor?" And I simply said, "In God's time." And wouldn't you know it, he brought us our pastor on our 100th church anniversary. How about that? He does things in his own time, and we are just real pleased that we are able to say, congratulations, Pastor Davis, on your 1 year anniversary. His whole family was here. His uncle preached the anniversary message. His mother and his father and his brother and his nieces and nephews were here, and his children were here. And we're just glad to be able to say, congratulations, Pastor Davis, on your 1 year anniversary. Can you believe it? It's December 1st. December 1st, last month of the year. It seems as though it's been a long year, and it's probably because of all the things that have been going on in our country over the last year and actually in the world over the last year. But here we are, we've made it thus far by faith. We are here December 1st to say thank you, Lord, for almost another full year. We're almost there. We're just going to claim it because we're sure we're all going to make it to the end of this year, the end of December. And we thank you for that. We just appreciate you so much for doing that. As we think about this year and we think about all the things that have transpired over the year, we want to give blessings to all those families who have lost loved ones. And my gosh, I was talking to someone yesterday after the services for Reverend Anthony's mom. And I thought, my God, every week I've got a funeral to go to, and sometimes two. Um, this is really it's something. And now the next one that we've got to go to is the Honorable Fred Durhall, who served us so well as a state representative and then gave us his son, who was also a state representative and also served us on the Detroit City Council over the last 4 years. Fred made his transition last week. And so, we're losing some really very powerful and very special people in all of our lives. But when God sees fit to bring them home, then all we can do is say, thank you, Lord, for giving them to us for this period of time. So stay tuned for Fred Durhall's transition information. Fred Durhall's Sr. Uh, I believe it will be this coming weekend, but we'll let you know as soon as we get the final arrangements. Let me now talk about what's going on in our city. We have a new mayor. And it just hit me at the Thanksgiving parade this past Thursday as the mayor was handing the keys to Santa, welcoming him to our city and into the hearts of all the little girls and boys in our city. For the first time next year, and I'm probably going to talk about this all year long, we will have a woman passing the keys to the city to Santa. For the first time in the history of this city, there will be a woman who will be handing the keys to all the hearts of all the children here in Detroit to Santa. How about that? A young woman, a smart woman. And so we have to do what we really have to do is to continue to keep her in prayer, surround her with good people who will have her best interest and the best interest of this city in everything they do. And so we're going to keep her in prayer and keep her surrounded by people who are going to support her, give her sound counsel, good counsel, so that she can do all the things that need to be done for our city. Now, I want you to know this, and I'll talk about this throughout the next year. She's not going to take office on January 2nd and then January 3rd, everything's going to be okay. Let's be clear about that. Everything won't even be okay in the first year. But the good news is she's surrounding herself with a transition team of smart, dedicated, intellectually brilliant people who are going to help her. People from all of the communities, not just downtown. I know that's been a complaint of so many people, not just downtown, but people all over the community, all over the city are going to be helping shape what will come over the next 4, 8, 12, 16 years as she leads this entire community to a new phase of life for Detroit. And I'm going to call it that, a new phase of life for Detroit. And so she's going to do a great job because we're going to be there supporting her and backing her up and praying for her and making sure that we've got her back because she's not going to get the same grace that our previous mayor received. You do know that, right? You do know that she will not receive the same grace and kindness as the previous mayor received. She will be attacked from all sides. And it will be those of us who know how good she is and how smart she is and how much she loves this city who are going to be the ones who are going to have to protect her. We're going to have to be a shield. You know that song, um, Lord, be a shield around us? Oh, Lord, you're gonna have to build a shield around this young lady because she's gonna catch heck. I didn't say hell, you notice that. I said she's going to catch heck. And we've got to be sure that we are able to support her as she goes through this transition. So I'm just excited about what's going to happen next year. So very, very excited about what we're going to be doing in our city to support our city in our neighborhoods, to bring our neighborhoods to where the people in the neighborhoods will feel safe and comfortable and loved and respected. All that's going to happen. Won't happen first year though. Don't say, oh, first year she didn't do anything. Nobody can do anything in the first year. City that's well over 500,000 people. We all have a part to play. And so let's get ready to play that part. Whatever you do it well. Whatever part you're going to play that part well because we all have a part to play. The gentleman who's going to join us today is a young man who's going to help us do that. Our second Monday gentleman is here on our first Monday this time. Ken Scott, CSW Real Estate, is going to be here, and Ken is going to talk about real estate and what's coming with real estate and how we're going to be able to help this city move forward in the real estate arena because people need places to live. And Ken's going to help do that along with a lot of other folk who are going to help do that. And as soon as this song plays, then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about what we're going to do to help the city move forward. I know you're ready for it. We're all ready for it. We're all ready for that new phase of our city, that new phase where the community is going to be the focal point. And I don't have a problem with the downtown having been the focal point because you've got to have a focal point. You got to have a downtown if you expect people to come. So we've got the downtown. Now we're going to have to use all the tentacles, the fingers to spread out into our community so that we can bring forth a new life for many areas of our community. We've got Cody Rouge, we've got the east side, we've got the northeast side, we've got North End, we've got also Brightmoor, Southwest Detroit. We've got all sorts of places in our city that need to be brought back. I represent a group called Mac Alive over on the east side, Mac and Fisher, um, Mac and Alter Road, Harper and Van Dyke, Outer Drive and Gratiot, 8 Mile and Gratiot. So we've got all sorts of parts of our city that are going to be looked at to be brought back. Look at Wyoming and Livernois. Look at 8 Mile. Look at Greenfield and 6 Mile. Look at Telegraph and 5 Mile. So look at all of those areas of our city that are going to be brought back. We've got a big city. You don't know how big this city is until you start uh, trying to run an election in this city or trying to pull something together in this city. It's a huge land mass. As a matter of fact, there are cities who will fit inside of Detroit 2 or 3 times, like the city of New York would fit inside of Detroit a couple of times because we got such a huge land mass. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. We are going to have some fun times as we look to bring our city back.
I'm black and I'm mad. I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. Oh, I'm black and I matter. Yes, I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. It doesn't matter how you view me. God created me for who I am. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'm happy with who I am. It's not about color. It's not about race. It's God's amazing grace. Red, yellow, black, or white. We are precious in His sight. Oh, I'm black, and I matter. I'm black, yes I matter. God created me to be who I am. Oh yes He did. Oh, I'm black and I matter. Look at me, I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. So glad He did. It doesn't matter, hey, how you view me. God created me for who I am. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'm happy with who I am. It's not about color.
WVTC Detroit, your award-winning gospel internet radio station. We're bringing you the best in gospel music, live shows, and inspiring interviews. Like and share our page on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected. Your support helps us spread positivity and encouragement throughout the community. So whether you download our WVTC app, visit our website at WVTCDetroit.com, or join us on Facebook or YouTube, you will stay connected and entertained. Join our WVTC Detroit listener family today and tell your friends about us. Together, we can make a difference. WVTC Detroit, where gospel meets the community.
Back. Thank you again for being with us on this wonderful Monday afternoon. We are just so happy to have you with us. Always good to be in the company of great folks. Now, I want you to see something. You see, I have my Christmas sweater on. Can you see my Christmas sweater? You can see my Christmas sweater there. So every week, I'm going to have on a different Christmas sweater. This is like my favorite time of year. I love it. I love it. I love it. I go crazy with decorations. I'm just a happy camper. The best part about this Christmas is my two grandsons who are away at college will be home. They didn't come home for Thanksgiving, but we were able to get them on live and talk to them, and all the family who was at dinner at my niece Amy's house. Was able to see them and talk to them. One of them is in Alabama at Alabama A&M, and the other one is in Florida, in Tallahassee at Florida A&M. So we were able to see Grant and Cranston on Thanksgiving. You know, they've been gone a while. Grant is a sophomore, Cranston is a freshman. But it seems like he's grown up so much in these last few months that he's been away at school. And so, as usual, last year I had them on. We'll have them on again before the end of the year for them to talk about their college experience. And I've got one more. You know, Miss Morgan graduates next year. And so after that, I'll have all three of my babies will be gone. We won't know how to act when Christmas comes. But Morgan graduates next year in June, and then we'll all be away at college. But you'll get a chance to see my wonderful grandbabies before the end of the year. We'll have them on one Monday to talk about their college experiences and what they look forward to doing for Miss Morgan, what she's going to do in college when she leaves us next year. I was a little bit concerned because, you know, they mentioned earlier last week that they had all those storms in Alabama, and, you know, they had some houses that had lost their roofs. And of course, Cranston is in Alabama. He's in Huntsville, Alabama, but he indicated that they didn't have that kind of storm where he was, but it did get kind of cold. So he had to get a coat, put his coat on to stay warm. It's amazing. Now, when he was here, he'd run out of the house. It was 0, and all he had on was a hoodie, and he'd tell me it was okay. But now that he's down there and the coldest it's going to get is 30 something, 40 something, and now he's cold, he has to have a coat. So I guess the body changes as you adjust to whatever climate you're in. But the boys will be home in a couple of weeks. I'm excited to see my babies come home and talk about what happened in their first and second year of college. You know, it's special when you have your grandchildren. Now, you know, my daughters went away to college, but it's so special when it's your grandchildren that are gone. One of my nieces, Lorianne, sent a video to us last week, and the video was of the children. And we used to have fireworks party at my home downtown, and you could see the fireworks from the back patio, and the kids were dancing and running around. And I looked at them and I thought, oh my goodness, look at these babies. They're big kids now. They're 17, 18, and 19, but then they were 5, 6, and 7. And it's just amazing to see the difference, how they've grown, how they've matured. So that video really touched my heart when I saw them running around playing and being little babies, and now I see them pretty much grown folk. It's quite a difference, quite a difference. As we get to the end of the year, One of the things I'd like us all to do, and you can start doing this and sending these things to me. I'd like you to tell me what you're thankful for and what has happened over this last year that you are thankful for. God has been good to us over this last year. So I'd like you to start sending us notes about what you've been thankful for in terms of what God has done for you over this year. And I can just start off, and I'm just thankful for good health. I am so thankful for good health. And I'm thankful for the safety of my grandbabies. Just so thankful for that of my grandbaby and all the children in our family and all our family members. Thankful for having such a wonderful, loving family. This past Thanksgiving was just a special day for us uh, because we had our families together and we were able to love on each other. It was my grandson, my grandnephew. How about that? He's 29 years old. I can't even believe it. But Andre Lamar turned 29. He was the first baby in our family. So, we doted on him like nobody's business. But he's 29 years old. But his birthday was this past Thanksgiving. He was born on the 27th of November. He is 29. My other nephew, Teddy, was also born on Thanksgiving, the 27th. Teddy was my sweetie pie. He was one of the three musketeers, Alicia, Sonia, and Teddy. And Teddy is now with the Lord, but he was such a great young man. And then it was my daughter Alicia's wedding anniversary. They were married on the 27th of November in Jamaica. And that year, the 27th, Thanksgiving was on that previous Thursday. So we spent Thanksgiving in Jamaica, and she was married the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but it was on the 27th of November. So we celebrated Andre's birthday and Alicia's anniversary. So it was a good holiday, a good holiday. And Teresa, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. We appreciate you. She's thankful for endurance. That's a good word. She's thankful for endurance. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate your always being on and sharing with us. And there's Sandy. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Sandy. My Miss Sandy Rose, owner of our station. Now, that's the other thing I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for Sandy Rose because if it were not for Sandy Rose, I wouldn't be sitting here. Much about sitting here. And I love you, Sandy. Thank you so much. But we've got lots to be thankful for. So send us your thankful list. There are lots of things that we're all thankful for. But again, I'm thankful so much for my family and good health and love. You don't get love everywhere, but when you get it, be thankful for it because that's something that you can't make up. You can't make people do. That has to come from God. So we thank God for all of the love we receive. And then you've got to be able to give it. You got to be able to give love. It's important that you're able to do that. And so we want to make sure that those folk who are out there being thankful for things, we want to make sure that you're able to continue to be thankful. We really are. And there's one very special thing that I'm thankful for right now. And that is for my guest today. That's for Mr. Ken Scott. Ken, welcome. Come over here. Take a deep breath. Have a swig of water. Now, Ken is come on, bring up some more. Ken is there. Boy, there. Put it over some more so we can see your face. There we go. There we go. CSW Real Estate. Ken Scott. We're so glad to have you with us, Ken. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We were talking about thankful and being thankful for all sorts of things. And one of the things we're thankful for is friendships. Ken and I have been friends for 25, 30 years or more. Ken has sold every house in our family to everybody who has moved. So Ken's been selling houses in our family for a long time. He sold and then somebody would sell it and they'd buy another one. So Ken has been the guy in our family to do that. So we appreciate you. Ken Scott, CSW Real Estate. What's a good word today?
Well, I'm here. Thank
you-
you for inviting me, but I'm here for Detroit Home Ownership Center CDC today.
Okay, we'll talk about Detroit Home Ownership CDC.
Well, Detroit Home Ownership Center CDC is a 501c3 nonprofit housing counseling agency that s- um, primary emphasis is increasing home ownership within the city of Detroit.
Okay.
A lot of people are deprived of the proper education as it relates to home ownership, and we want to bring them into the fold without them referring to Pookie and Ray Ray.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And we just talked a little while ago about how important it is that we get out into the neighborhoods. And one of the things our new mayor has talked about is increasing home ownership and increasing if you can't own a home, you got to live in one. So finding a place for people to live in good, stable housing.
Absolutely.
But owning is a primary goal, but secondarily is just finding a place for people to live in good, stable, safe housing. And so talk about what your organization is planning to do with that.
Well, over the 2026, we plan on doing a number of seminars, workshops, what have you, to again address the need for home ownership in the city of Detroit. As of 1970, Black home ownership in the city of Detroit was 60%. Now it's hovering around 42%. And that's too much of a drop off given the fact that the city of Detroit is at least 80% Black. So we want to improve those numbers over the next year.
Wonderful. And there was a time when we were considered the highest Black home ownership population in the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we need to work to get back to that.
We've dropped those numbers have dropped tremendously.
Absolutely. What kind of things are you planning to do to get back to that number?
Well, the first and foremost, we have to know that, let people know that we exist. Our website is detroithome.org or detroithomebuyersclub.org, where we're trying to educate people regarding the mortgage readiness, the steps to take in mortgage readiness seriously and be intentional about it. We have a website that's set up for anything that addresses getting you financially ready to buy a home. So I urge people to log on to the site, detroithome.org, find out information regarding gathering your documents, starting a checking account, getting a debit card, credit card, making a budget, credit scoring, credit repair, credit improvement, finding out where the mortgages are in the city or anywhere you're looking, whether it be in the county, whatever the case may be, but primarily the city. But we also want to let you know that there are down payment assistance programs out there as well that not only make home ownership accessible, make it affordable as well.
Wonderful. Now, what are some of those down payment assistance programs that you know about and work with?
They range from anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to 50,000 plus. So it depends on where you're getting them from, whether you get them from MISTA, which is a loan, or whether you're getting them from a financial institution, which could go the whole gambit. I mean, and then at the same time, you can stack those the down payment assistance programs as well.
Okay,
So,
what do you mean stack?
meaning that you can use MISTA's 10,000 with the financial institutions, various products, all the way up to $50,000 and more. So you don't have to just rely on one down payment assistance program. You can use others in conjunction with that and add those together in order to make, like I said, a home ownership affordable.
Now, see, I think that's a really important point because I think a lot of people think that, well, if I get one, I can't get the other.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's
Not at
important.
all. Matter of fact, the entities have start working together, collaborating together, so that whatever the case may be, whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're a first-generation home buyer, those opportunities are affordable to you.
That's real important. So I can get 10,000 from MISTA And then if I go to,
A number of
uh,
different programs.
because I know that there's a program at one of the banks that if you are in the education field, a teacher in the city of Detroit,
Absolutely.
there's a special a loan that you can get.
Absolutely.
And then
Those are called good neighbor programs.
good neighbor programs. That's real important for people to know. And a
Truly,
lot of people
truly.
just don't know about them.
No, they don't.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, our community has been deprived of that information. Your human resource department may not have made you aware of that program, whether you be a police officer, a firefighter, EMT, teacher, healthcare worker, or a first responder, however you want to say it. Those programs exist in order to make homeownership more affordable because you've worked in a field that you're giving back. We want to give back to you as well.
Oh, see, that's
Not to
really
mention,
special.
80% of veterans don't use their VA
And
loan.
that's the other one.
So that's the other thing that it just unnerves me in the sense that I attended Wayne County Treasurer's Eric Sabri's Veterans Resource Fair
Mhm.
at WC3 last week. And a lot of veterans simply do not know that they can use their VA loan in order to purchase a home, whether they be a veteran, active duty, or a surviving spouse of someone they just don't know.
Information truly is power, and that is the key to being able to improve your life and the lives of your family and those relatives
Absolutely.
and people around you. And that piece that veterans don't have the information. And the sad part is what I've seen. Many of the people that we see on the streets are veterans.
Yeah. And
And we
we
need to
may
find
not
a way
even
to
know
stem
that they're
that.
veterans, may
Yes.
not even know what they're going through, the hardships that they're going through, or whatever the case may be. So our responsibility is to alert them and let them know about what opportunities lie ahead.
That is so important, so important. So how are you going to do this?
With a number of partners over 2026, we're going to expand our collaboration, whether it be with the city of Detroit, whether it be Wayne County, whether it be financial institutions, VISTA, a number of other organizations. But at the same time, the word has to get out. And sometimes we in the Black community operate in silos, and that has to end, or we have to work on ending it to the point where we benefit our people. I'm working with a number of pastors over the next few days, DPSCD over the next few days. So all those entities are collaborating with us in order to make it at least known that there are opportunities.
That's the important piece. And can't just say there's opportunities. You have to give people some specifics. What kind of
Right.
specifics do you have?
Well, I always said that when you're in marketing, keep in mind that every entity that you can think of is in marketing. Sometimes we have to realize in our Black community that we have to not only be consistent, but we have to be persistent.
Mhm.
And we can't hit them one time and be one off and whatever the case
Got
may
that
be.
right.
We have to hit them multiple times
In
order
different
for
ways.
them in
And
different
many different
ways
ways.
in
Mhm.
order to get them to know that, hey, again, there's opportunities out there. And regardless of your unique situation, there's a unique product or good that's out
Mhm.
there in order to overcome the obstacles of that.
Okay. Talk about the opportunities that might exist for someone. Give us an example of Mary Jane wants to buy a house, and Mary Jane has a job. She's been there 5 years.
Okay.
She saved $5,000.
Okay.
Credit is pretty good. What does Mary Jane need to do now?
Mary Jane needs to, again, evaluate her situation on a number of fronts. Is your credit good? She said her credit is good. Whether her debt to income ratio is low enough or within the, say, 43 to 50% level.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Okay.
'Cause a lot of people not going to know what you're talking about when you say debt to income.
Debt to income ratio is how much debt you are carrying
Mhm.
with the income that you are making.
Okay, so I make $60,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got $20,000 in debt.
Okay.
What does that do for me? I mean, is that a reasonable debt to income, or that's too much? That's not enough? Or
Depending on what it is and where it's
I'm not real
laying, whatever the
extravagant.
case may
I've
be.
got a house. No, no, no.
Uh-huh.
I'm paying rent. I
You
don't have a
paying
house
rent.
yet.
I
I'm
was about
paying
to say.
rent. I'm paying rent. Don't have my house yet. I'm paying rent.
Okay.
I've got a car. Um,
You're at
I've got a couple
30%
of
at
credit
that
cards.
point.
I got a couple of credit cards.
Mhm.
Okay, so is 30% considered okay, or do I need to do something to that to make
30%
it
is
better?
extremely low.
Okay.
So I would have to assess what other debt you're carrying. If you're not carrying any other debt, you're in a catbird seat.
Okay, I like that.
If
Mary
you
Jane likes that
wait,
too.
hold on. If Mary Jane has not disclosed all her expenses and
No,
what have
Mary
you,
Jane has
then
been
we
very.
need to know
Mary
what
Jane's
she's
been.
hiding.
No, Mary Jane's been frugal.
Okay, if she's been
Mary
frugal and
Jane's been
everything,
frugal.
it's
Mary
good.
Jane's been saving.
All
She
right.
she doesn't spend
Send
extravagantly.
her to us so we can get her pre-approved.
Okay.
Okay.
Get pre-approved
Send her to
real
us so we
quick,
can
huh?
get pre-approved. All right. So
So what's if I gave that example, but what would be the average debt to income that you see people come in with?
most financial institutions are saying that your debt to income ratio must lie between 43 and 50%.
Okay, so
Now,
Mary
there's
Jane
some
really
other-
is good.
Yeah, she's excellent. I mean,
Everybody
shoot,
wants
I
Mary
mean,
Jane.
yeah, tell Mary Jane to call me. But at the same time, if you exceed that, there are entities out there, financial institutions that are out there that can help you as well. So you have to be cognizant of that. And I always say that, again, for every unique situation that the buyer is experiencing,
Mhm.
there is a financial institution that can help offset that uniqueness and provide them with a mortgage. If not, we can provide them with the counseling necessary to get there.
Okay. Now if let's say that debt to income is a little bit higher than it needs that is we want it to be. Does that mean your interest rate is going to be higher if you should get the loan?
Depending on the financial institution. Again, everything is
But
unique.
does that
It
dictate
used
interest
to it
rate?
used to be the case without a doubt.
Okay.
Now there are expanded underwriting guidelines, like your credit score doesn't have to be but 580 and above or what have you. Your debt to income ratio could be anywhere from 43 to 50%, but it could be even higher than that, depending on what financial institution. Do you have any reserves? Do you have any trade lines? And one of the things that I ran into, and I was carrying a 700 plus score for a number of years. And for whatever reason, when I stopped using one trade line,
Okay.
that
What's the trade line?
trade line is when you're creating a entity that's causing debt.
Okay, so a credit card. would
Credit
be a trade
card,
line. Okay.
car,
Anything that you've got to pay on a
anything that
monthly
you're paying on a
basis.
monthly
Okay.
basis. If that's the case and what have you, then that's a trade line. The one situation I ran into was I didn't have enough trade lines.
Okay.
Enough trade lines is 3 or more,
Okay.
meaning that if you have not become a card holder or you own a
So they can
car, or
measure
you
whether you can pay
renting,
this,
whatever
whether
the
you
case
pay
may
this on
be.
a regular basis. They can't
Absolutely.
determine because you
Absolutely.
don't have enough examples.
And
Okay.
that's very important in the sense that we are the most unbanked people, or
Yes, we are.
what they call invisible
Underground
people
money.
in the world.
Yeah,
And what we need to
in the
do
freezer and under the mattress,
in the closet,
in the
under the
closet,
bed,
under the bed. That's where that money is. That drawer.
whatever the case is and what have you, we need to develop habits where debt can be tracked.
Okay, there, huh?
Put it in a bank account, put it in a first-time home buyer savings account, which was initiated by our governor and our legislator, the House and the Senate. up until December 31st of next year. If you put money in that account for your own purchase of a home, or say your parents or grandparents want to invest in your pursuit of home ownership, they can put it in the first time home buyer's designated account and get 100% write off for doing so. And but that money has to be utilized for that
Specifically
purchase of
for
a home, a primary
that's
home. I say it
that's
that way.
wonderful.
Primary home.
See, that's a great piece.
Absolutely.
And there are lots of people who would love to do that. They just don't know
Absolutely.
enough about it.
Absolutely.
And that's the piece we have to do.
Very much so.
Publicize to people, this is what you can do. And where would you do that? In the churches, because you got a lot of
Well, we
seniors in
plan on making
churches.
that known in the next
Yeah,
few months.
that got the money.
The other thing is, have you heard the term rent burden or severely rent burden?
No.
Okay, rent burden is if you're paying $1,000, you're paying say 3,000.
$1,000 a month for a house.
No. Well, let
Oh.
me change that. You're making 3,000 for the gross monthly income, but you're paying $1,000 for your rent. That's a rent burden, meaning
Yeah,
that you're paying
is.
30%
30%,
of your rent or your income to your rent. Severely is when you're paying 50%.
Oh, yes, that is.
So if you're paying $1,500 and you're making $3,000 a month and
you don't have any
everything,
left.
you basically don't have anything left, or it's definitely affecting your quality of life.
All you can do is stay home in your house or your apartment, because you can't go anyplace else.
And see, that's where we come in, because we want to make sure that if you receiving this down payment assistance from Vista or somewhere else, or a financial institution and what have you, and if that cuts into that rent burden or a severely rent burden status, then at that same time, you're saving money. Hopefully you're gaining equity in the home and what have you, and it's affordable for you.
That's the piece. It's
Okay, and that's
affordable.
why we want to get to that level, so we can point out where they are in the process as it relates to their budget. Make sure that they're not paid over what they should, and if they are, if a house, buying a home would be offsetting that rent burden, severely rent burden status.
So you can pay less for a
You can
mortgage.
pay
than
less
it
for
was
a
if you
mortgage
rent
than
it.
you can for rent.
And
Correct.
you are owning it.
Absolutely.
Investment
Absolutely.
in yourself.
And each time that you make a payment and what have you, that equity improves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, tell me what's coming, what you want people to know about what's coming and when it's coming.
Well, let me say it this way. Please either go on to our website at DetroitHomeBuyersClub.org or DetroitHome.org. We always use the shorter term because we're planning on do some other things with our site as well. But we want to make sure that you are financially literate. We want to also make sure that you know when we're going to be conducting classes around the city of Detroit, and make sure that your attention is being brought to areas where home ownership is more affordable than what you're paying now. We want to concentrate on not affordable housing, but affordable home ownership. That means that you must qualify with the credit score, the debt to income ratio, the reserves or savings that you may have, whether it be in a 401k or some retirement fund. But at the same time, make sure that you position yourself for mortgage rate.
Okay. Affordable living is what we're talking about. Everybody.
No, we're talking about affordable home ownership.
Affordable home ownership is affordable living.
I got to promote. No, it's not necessarily the same thing.
Okay, now we
but got to approach that.
We're gonna talk about that next month.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
we go again.
Yeah.
We're using words that
affordable home ownership.
Affordable home ownership and affordable living.
Home ownership. Okay.
Here he goes again, folks. Ken Scott, thank you so much for being on the show.
Much.
We appreciate you. Ken's gonna be back at his regular time in January, second Monday.
Well, December.
This is December.
Well, I mean, I can't take next Monday.
No, I already got somebody for next
Oh,
month.
you
That's why
already
you're
did
here
next Monday?
today.
Oh, okay. Well, clue me in. Let me know.
Oh, thank you, Ken, for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you very
so
much.
much. I appreciate
Not
having
a
you.
problem.
Folks, we've got to do this. I just want to tell you, we've got to do this. We have got to do this. We got to, and we're going to start tracking the numbers, and we'll let you know as the numbers come up. We're going to start tracking and letting you know on a regular basis if they're coming up or not, and what you need to do to help them come up.
Absolutely.
This has been the Community Bell Show. We'll see you next Monday, Community Bell Show at 4:00. Thank you for joining us. We're always happy to have you.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.